Alright guys, progression 2 of the muscle up. So obviously you need to have watched progression 1 before this video, so if you haven't, please do so. Go back and find the video that is titled progression 1. Now we're going to expand on progression 1 obviously into progression 2, so we've still got our band, okay, we're still set up in the same position. Alright, so band under the bum, nice tight grip on the band. Dropping down into that seated position, nice hollowed out, arms straight, okay, feet together, legs together. Alright, and just to rehash, reflecting on that hip drive, trying not to push off the ground too much. Now I really want you to start to incorporate the pull, okay? And this is an issue of timing, guys, okay? So it's like a thruster, you know, or a snatch. You know, our legs and our hips need to fire first, and right on the back of that, we need to incorporate our pull, okay? We can't get that mixed up. We can't pull before we drive with our hips, alrighty? Because it's a sequence error, alright? We want to harness all the energy and the power from our hips and our hip, and then we want to chime into pull on the rings, okay? So don't get that mixed up. Don't try and pull first, then hip hop, okay? It's got to be hip hop, pull. Alright, that's the sequence it has to be, okay? So rehashing, rings need to go to the rings or the hip region, okay? Not to the chest, already, or the shoulders. So once that we get to that position, alright, we're up in this position here with the band. What our next position to move to is ring pull to the ribs, alright? Which is a little bit different to our normal ring rows that we row to our shoulders, okay? So what we want to work on now is starting to get that height of that ring pull, right, and the timing, and then eventually roll over the rings into the dip, okay? So sitting in our position, hip drive pull, and then once we've got those rings to start to come in contact with the ribs, and then we want to start thinking about rolling over the rings. Alright, so hip drive, ring pull, nice and high, and then it's a hip drive, pop, over. Alright, that is the next stage. Now to break that down, what's actually happening is I'm coming from underneath the ring, right, I'm hanging underneath the ring like so. As I hip drive and pull, my ring is turning, my arm comes on the inside of the ring, and as I roll over, my elbow goes from underneath the ring to on top of the ring, alright, as does my hand. My hand starts above, below the ring, and it needs to roll over the ring. So there's lots of little things that need to happen for you to change position and roll over those rings. And it has to be aggressive, alright, it has to be fast. You want to see is that a little bit of a really, really fast sit-up. That may help you in your path to getting over the rings, okay? So what I'm going to do now is about the time that I want to lose the band, because I'm starting to get the hip pop and all those good things. Now I want to start working on the rollover, alrighty? So what we're going to do is drop down into our position that we were in before with the band, alright? Now most importantly, I need you to have your feet directly underneath the rings. So if you drew a line from the top of the rings down to your feet, it needs to be in a nice straight line. We don't want to be too far forward or too far back, alright? Because that's going to affect us, and it's going to cause us to swing too much. Alright, so feet tucked up, just get into a bit of a crouch position. Alright. Next is we need to have a false grip. So you'll notice that my wrist is already on top of the ring. It's not below the ring, like a neutral position. Alright. So false grip, basically grab the ring about halfway up the semicircle or the ring and place that wrist on top of the ring. Right, next we get into our hand position, like so. Same starting position as our band, and then because we've practiced our hip drive, we're going to hip drive, pull, roll over, okay? Once we're rolled over, we're sort of starting to build that movement pattern of going from underneath the rings to above the rings. And then again, pop, pull. Alrighty. And we want to start to ingrain that movement. Alright. Further expanding on that is, once we catch, we hold our weight in the bottom of the dip, build a bit of strength in the catch position, and if you can dip out of it. If not, you can just drop back to the floor. Alright, so that's your progression 2 that I want you to work on. Okay?